Good evening and a big welcome once again to the York Hall in Bethnal Green for tonight's boxing action, which features the British and Commonwealth lightweight champion Billy Schwer in action a bit later on. Also, the leading contender for the newly inaugurated British Super Bantamweight Championship, Bradley Stone. But we're going to kick off with a very interesting match between Derek Amery from Birmingham against Yifru Retta from Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. And with me in the commentary position is George Zeleny.
Evening, Steve. It's the first one. Pitches a very old campaigner. Well, not old in age, but old in fights. Derek Amery, who's fought just about everybody, against a boy who's only having his second professional fight.
Good crowd here at the York Hall. Plenty of good action to come, I'm sure. And here comes Derek Amery. And I'll tell you what, George, I'll give you 5 house points if you can tell me the name of Derek Amery's second.
I've lost those house points.
You certainly have, George.
Just give me a chance.
Yeah, I'll give you all night. I think it's worth mentioning at this point that Yifru Retta was World Championships silver medalist in 1989, beaten by a Cuban in the final. He reckons he won it, and so did a few others, but he didn't get the nod. And a good fight. He's had 3 pro fights, all in this country. He's won them all so far. 2 of them inside the limit, and as you mentioned, Amery very experienced. He's had 42 fights, he's won 17, lost 23 and drawn 2, but significantly off a stoppage win over John Joe Irwin, the All-Ireland champion. That was on the cut. So here comes the African. And I normally associate Ethiopians with being very black-skinned, but light-skinned, isn't he, Yifru?
Yes, he certainly looks very impressive there. He looks very fit. And he's a little bit taller than Derek Amery.
We welcome viewers live throughout Europe to Eurosport and boxing from Bethnal Green in London's East End. Our next contest in the ring this evening is a super featherweight contest of 6 3-minute rounds between, in the blue corner, wearing the blue trunks from Birmingham, a welcome please for Derek Amery.
So there is Derek, 28 years of age.
And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the red trunks with the white trim from Canning Town, Yifru Retta.
I think that's an anagram, George, that name.
At today's weigh-in,
You've got to tell me that later as well.
Amery scaled 9 stone, 3 pounds, Retta 9 stone, 4 pounds. Your officials for this contest, the timekeeper, Mr. Tom Rice, the referee is Mr. Tony Walker.
So 6-3's then ahead of us, and this is going to be a tough test for Retta, I do believe. Derek Amery's been around, fought some good men, beaten a few good ones too.
Yes, he's fought for the vacant Midlands area featherweight title and lost that.
On 2 occasions, I think.
On 2 occasions. But he's fought men like Elton McKenzie, Tim Driscoll, and recently Justin Juco, who is meant to be one of the really up-and-coming boys. He, in fact, lost in the first round.
And a bouncy start, I think that's fair to say, from Retta in the red trunks. One thing's for sure, Derek Amery won't be at all overawed by the reputation of Retta. In fact, I doubt if he even knows his previous form. But Derek's a good old pro. Self-managed, I think. Long left hook there from Derek Amery, just catching Retta.
He certainly started faster than Retta, and Retta's having a look at him, and Amery doesn't bother to look at people, he just gets on with his work.
He's only 28 as well. It seems like he's been around forever, doesn't it?
Well, I remember him getting knocked out by Sean Murphy, and that's way back in 1987. Murphy, of course, has just finished his career, and Amery's still here.
Stiff jab there from Retta. Just catching Emery off balance. Oh, lovely right hand. Oh, goodness me. Almost fell on top of us there, George. That's a cracking punch.
Well, he's landed very heavily just above us here. He's beaten the count, but his legs look very wobbly.
His eyes are. Well, we'll see if Retta can finish it. And often wounded men are difficult to pin down.
His legs are very stiff, and even though Retta hasn't actually landed many punches, Tony Walker can see that Amery's in no condition to continue to stop the fight. Amery's arguing about it, but it was a good decision. You could see that his legs were stiff and he wasn't really responding correctly.
So there's the winner, Yifru Retta from Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. And I think it's worth just mentioning now, in case we don't get the opportunity, the corner man for Derek Amery.
Yes, put me right.
Jarvis
Steve,
Greenidge, the former Midlands area featherweight champion.
Of course,
from the late 70s, early 80s. Good pro as well in this time. Watch this last right hand, George. Bingo. Smacking punch, wasn't it?
Yes, it went right down to his boots. Amery did very well to actually get up after that punch, didn't he? A very impressive fifth victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute 59 seconds of the first round, the referee has stopped the contest with Derek Amery in no position to continue. The winner, Yifru Retta!
Yeah, he's a very cool young man too.
He certainly took his time. I mean, Amery was winning the fight up until that point, even though it only just lasted 1 minute.
Okay, no, George.
Ladies and gentlemen, your appreciations, please. Derek Amery.
Well, I believe we're going to